Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you part 2 of memories of Istanbul postcard paintings in the making. And I thought it'd be a good idea to introduce to you some of the sites, some of the locations that I've seen whilst traveling in Istanbul, and talk a little bit about those places whilst showing you some of the making process with these postcard paintings. So let's get to it. So the basilica system was originally used as a large storage system for water, and it was commissioned by Emperor Justinian, and he commissioned his city to build it, and apparently it was built by 7,000 slaves, which seems pretty dark. And then I also found out during its time that it was also used for dumping waste, including corpses, which seems also pretty grim as well. But considering this, in 1987, it was all cleaned up and open to the public as a tourist attraction. So obviously now it looks in a better condition than I guess what it was during that time. I wouldn't have liked to have seen it back then. And the ticket to get inside is around 900 lira, which is about £20 sterling, and that's for one person. So this is the Egyptian Bazaar, also known as the Spice Bazaar, a market located in the Eminönü quarter of the Faith District. It's smaller than the largest market, the Grand Bazaar, but I actually quite like this one as it is smaller and a bit easier to navigate around. And yeah, in this market you can find all sorts of things like spices, dried fruits, clothing accessories, of course your famous Turkish delight, and so much more. It really is a treasure wonderland. So the Süleymaniye Mosque is another mosque in Istanbul, which is an Ottoman imperial mosque based on the third hill of Istanbul. And apparently it was commissioned by Suleiman the Magnificent from 1520 to 1566. So what really stood out to me with this mosque was looking up at the ceiling and seeing these magnificent domes with these window arches. So this is the progress so far. So at the moment I have 11 postcard paintings. So I've just got one more postcard painting to do, and then I'll have 12. So this is the work in progress. And as you can see, I've used acrylic paint for these postcard paintings. So I've been using just white acrylic paint and black acrylic paint. That's all I've used, and everything is hand painted and hand drawn. And I will probably use some varnish on there as well, just to highlight the white spaces, because I really want to focus on like the black and white, on the kind of black and white spaces within the paintings. So what I've noticed so far whilst being here is just like all the arches in the architecture. I've seen like a lot of arches and a lot of these domes in the mosques and a lot of these doorways and passageways. So I think that's been really kind of feeding its way into these postcard paintings. And they're just really surreal and unusual. And I was kind of thinking, what are some more kind of experiences that are coming through in this series? And it's kind of got me thinking about trying to portray what's real, but at the same time shifting my own imagination into it as well. So they're really kind of otherworldly. Like this one is from the Soleimani Mosque. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's, of the dome, just by looking up at the ceiling, and you had all these arches. And so I just really wanted to focus on that. And I've also like put a lot of clouds into these pieces as well, because being in Istanbul and seeing all these mosques, it makes me feel as though this place is a very kind of like spiritual and very kind of space that goes beyond kind of this reality, if that makes any sense. It's very, there's a kind of, it's almost like a bridge to another side, if you know what I mean. So I'm just kind of like, I think that's why I keep putting these clouds in these paintings to represent that kind of spiritual kind of otherness that I've experienced whilst being here. And these are just taken from the places that I've visited so far around Istanbul. And some of these are places which aren't really too like tourist focused. Like this one, this teddy bear, this place is in our area in Kadoy, I think is how you pronounce it, I can't remember. But on the European side, there is this house with these bears on the outside of the house, so it's also places that aren't very, very tourist, not very popular with the tourists, that also capture my eye. But there's stories as well about these places, about like this house I saw with all these teddy bears on. There's a story behind it, I found out. And so even the places which aren't considered to be tourist, popular destinations still have their own story and history. And that's what kind of also fascinated me as I was kind of like diving into this project. And it was kind of revealing that history, that story, that association with these places. So that's the progress so far. It's just, it's really got me thinking, and because there's just more than what meets the eye. That's a wrap for this video. So I thought I'd just show you the progress of Memories of Istanbul postcard paintings, and just to let you see how they kind of developed since the last video. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and stay tuned for the next video, because I'll be posting another update on this project as I go along. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys, bye.